Hello and welcome back to Admin of Cyber. This is day 21 and today is going to be malware analysis, Malhare.exe. So the story for today is, in our kingdom of Wareville, just like in others, thousands of files of all kinds pass through these systems every day, from docx, PDF resumes received by our elves, to financial spreadsheets, CSVs from the accounting department, and executables launched by different applications. But have you ever wondered which of these might be malicious? Which ones could actually belong to King Malhare? An interesting question, isn't it? So it says here, in this task, the TBFC SOC team will investigate one specific file type, the HTA format, a type often used for legitimate purposes, yet just as frequently exploited by attackers. Your mission is to reverse engineer the HTA and uncover how King Malhare tricked Wareville's elves. To do this, you'll have to look for application metadata, script functions, any network calls or encoded data, and clues about exfiltration. So we're going to connect to the machine. We're going to wait for this to finish loading up, and it says click on start attack box and open up the malware sample using Pluma. So we have our attack box here. We're going to go to our terminal, and then we're going to copy this Pluma command here. And now we can see this HTML file here. Alright, so we have HTA overview. Not long ago in the summer of 2025, researchers discovered that ransomware groups were using HTA files disguised as fake verification pages to spread the Epsilon Red malware. During that campaign, many organizations were affected, and security teams were reminded how important it is to understand what HTA files are and why they appear so often in corporate environments. So what exactly are HTA files and why do they exist? In Wareville's digital kingdom, not every strange looking file is a threat. Some were originally created to make the daily work of developers and administrators easier. One such helpful invention is the HTA file, short for HTML application. An HTA file is like a small desktop app built using familiar web technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Unlike regular web applications that open inside a browser, HTA files run directly on Windows through a built-in component called Microsoft HTML Application Host. This allows them to look and behave like lightweight programs with their own interfaces and action. In legitimate use cases, HTA files serve several practical purposes in Wareville and beyond. Some of those purposes are automating administrative or setup tasks, providing quick interfaces or internal scripts, testing small prototypes without building full software, and offering lightweight IT support utilities for daily use. In short, HTA files were designed as a convenient way to blend the simplicity of the web with the power of desktop applications, a tool that many TBFCs, engineers, and elves still use to keep SOCM's operations running smoothly. HTA file structure. Before the defenders of TBFC can recognize suspicious HTA files, it's important to understand how a normal HTA file is built. Luckily, their structure is quite simple. In fact, it's very similar to a regular HTML page. An HTA file contains three main parts: the HTA declaration, the interface, and the script. Here's an example of what a legitimate HTA file might look like. We can see here it kind of looks like this, but there will be some differences that we'll see in this file than we do in a legitimate one later. This small example creates a simple desktop window with a button that shows a message when clicked. In real cases, HTA scripts can be much longer and perform important tasks. It's easy to see why developers like HTA. You could build a quick, functional tool using nothing more than web code. However, TBFC's Defender will soon learn the same flexibility that makes HTA convenient also makes it powerful enough to require careful attention. How King Malhare turns HTAs into weapons. HTA files are attractive because they combine familiar web markup with script execution on Windows. In the hands of a defender, they're a handy automation tool. In the hands of someone wanting to bypass controls, they can be used as a delivery mechanism or launcher. Common purposes of malicious HTA use initial access/delivery, downloaders and droppers, obfuscation and evasion, and living off of the land. Inside HTA, you'll often find a small script that may be obfuscated or encoded. In practice, this tiny script usually does one of two things: downloads and runs a second stage payload, or opens a remote control channel to let something else talk back to the attacker server. These lightweight scripts are the reason HTAs are effective launchers. A single small file can pull in the rest of the malware. Here's a sample that King Malhare might try to use.